Hi, everybody. Welcome to my first podcast episode. This isn't quite the podcast yet, but this is just being here and taking that one step forward. So we're going to call these segments Ella Talks. And just sort of getting comfortable with being in front of the camera because I'm normally behind it. And talking about the things I've always wanted to talk about because it's always hard to find people that think the way I think, and I think it's time to start sharing these thoughts so that I know there's many people out there who feel the same way I do, and so I think one of the reasons why I'm here is to connect those types of people and show you're not alone and show that there is a different way of thinking that is okay and that you can follow your heart and you can listen to yourself because life's too short to not do the things you love. And so yeah, let's get into it. As you can see, I have my little studio here. I have my little podcast mic, which I'm obsessed with. Like, I simply love my podcast mic. And I have no idea how this is really going to look, but we're just here. We're trying. We're testing it out. I have all of the gear, so we might as well use it. And yeah, so let's get into it. So I think I want to start from the beginning and just kind of when I really realized that I think differently, that there is a different way of thinking out there that many people don't ever come to realize. Like, they never even think that way, never have those thoughts. Like, they don't even question the things they're told. And it really started when I was in business school. University, and I didn't want to go, by the way, but I didn't really know what else to do with my life, so like every other person who went to school, I just went to school. And it started when I went to business school, and I really thought that I met my people. Everyone was ambitious, they wanted to build something, they wanted to work hard, they knew about finance, marketing, like this hustle culture you see on social media, and I was super like, yay, I found my people. Everyone was talking about like consulting, networking, their internships, and just like real jobs. And I thought this was so refreshing because growing up in the small town, it didn't really feel like anyone else really had that mindset. And I grew up in an entrepreneurial household, so it was the only thing I ever knew. So I finally felt that I found everyone. And so being in this group with this group of people, I thought I needed to become like everyone else to fit in, you know? And at the time, I didn't realize that I was being something I truly wasn't, but that was a time where I began to forget who I was. And I lost sight of the mindsets, the train of thoughts, and almost like the little voice inside my head that made me special. And I didn't really realize it until I'm out of university, and for the last few months, I've just really been alone with my own thoughts. And I used to love doing this, and I feel like I haven't done this in like 4 or 5 years. And finally now, I really am beginning to come back to myself and realize like how many parts of myself did I slowly lose over time because I was just disconnected and trying to be something I wasn't. And no one told me I had to become someone else, but just because you're surrounded by all these different people, like you want to make friends, you want to have common interests, you want to connect, right? And so just slowly started morphing into someone that wasn't really aligned with who I was. Everyone was ambitious, everyone had drive, everyone had similar goals, similar conversations, like was the same sort of definition of success and the same path that we all wanted to go down. In which nothing was wrong, but we all thought the same way. And as humans, we naturally imitate the people that we're around. And we start to replicate the environments that we're in. And that just naturally is what happened being in this area. And it wasn't a wrong thing. It was growth. I was learning. And I really did think that this was amazing. This was great for me. This is exactly what I needed. Like, this is the end game. But that's when I noticed that slowly over the next few months that there started to be a mask. And that I couldn't share, like my creativity, the business I was building, like the hardships I felt with that. And because I was actually building something in the moment throughout my entire years at university and working full time, I was questioning the things they were teaching us. I was so into my health and fitness. Like I was running marathons, training all the time. I opted out to not go out to the bars and drink. I wanted to DD and focus on my health. And these are just things that I slowly started like almost like peeling away from the norm. And it just felt like there was a different life that I wanted to live again. And this wasn't the first time this happened. And I just started to question everything. And like I felt like a black sheep. I wasn't following the herd, and I started to like kind of step to the side, let everyone else go past and have this overall expansive view. And I just realized that the version of me that was going to network events wasn't the authentic person or the person that was in here. And I think a lot of people feel that, whether that's in school, whether there's jobs or like just their social circles. It's like the person in here is only the person I really know. And my friends see a different version of me, and this like unsynchronicity of me, who I thought I was and what they thought I was, it was really misaligned, and it really bugged me. And I started spending even more time alone to really just listen to my heart and listen to that voice, because that is at the end of the day who I wanted to become. And it first happened, I would say, when I realized, like, wait, I don't want the same things as everyone else. Like, I don't want to land a really good job after school. I want to keep building my business. I don't care about time off or working in downtown New York. Like, it just happened gradually. It wasn't like this one big movement. Like, everyone was talking about how they can't wait to get this time off, and they can't wait to, like, they're going to do their dues on the corporate ladder. And, like, I totally understand that. But it wasn't honest to me. Like, I wanted to build something of my own. I wanted to travel. I wanted to help people. I wanted to explore my creative eye. I wanted to build things from this vision that hasn't already been built. And it was hard to communicate that to anyone except my mom, because she has helped me come to the person I am today and build the things that I want to build. But when it comes to peers, I felt very isolated. Like, I was pretending to be something I wasn't just to fit in. And it was exhausting. I felt like I was playing Hannah Montana, hiding this side of myself, because as I was closing clients and pitching and stressing about, I don't know, paying off my business's credit card and making sure that I can buy this newest, latest camera, but also closing a client, but also maintaining client relationships, going to shoots every weekend so I would miss out on what people saw as the main university experience. Like, I had no one to really go to and talk about these things. And at first it was kind of like, oh, this kind of sucks. But then I started to realize, like, I actually really love what I do. And I love what I'm building, moving, surfing, traveling, helping people, business owners, having real conversations with people with real responsibilities. And it wasn't that I was looking for, like, a different career, because I love business. I loved learning about finance, international business, and the economics of things. I loved it all, because I knew it was applicable into what I was doing. So every class I would go into, I would be able to apply it. But I just wasn't fitting into the life that everyone else was starting to build. And naturally, I just started to realize that there's like this script in everyone's head that everyone's following, that the next thing is to go get a job, then to go buy a house and go get married, go have kids. And I was like, is this something I really want to do? Or is this what everyone else has been told? And there were a few people I actually met that had something different than what the script was telling them. Like, this script, it gives you a validation, approval from others, security, status. So eventually, I kind of just was like, is this the life that's actually mine? Like, am I doing this for the right things? Or is this, like, just completely ego-driven? And that's, like, kind of what I started questioning about others, and just the entire system that I was in. And it's like every single little decision that people were making were all built up over time off of things they were told to do, but not actually questioning them for themselves or building a life that's like in alignment with their interests, with their passions. Like they're like, I'm going to go be an accountant. Did everything in accounting. I'm going to go into finance. Did everything about finance. And then they just stopped to question and went down the normal line. And I think this applies to like just anything, like everything, any trend, anyone taking advice online, anyone starting a business. This isn't a get quick sort of thing. You need to take your time and figure out what you want and build intentionally every day towards the direction that you want to build. Like, what can you wake up honestly and wake up every morning and feel excited to do? This is what I'm excited to do. I want to help people figure out what makes them excited to get out of bed, because it's so much better than waking up dreading to go to work and sit at an office for however long. But maybe you do like that and you're working for a business that you do love, and I am so happy for you, because that is rare, because you did find something that majority of the population can't, and I'm proud of you. But I don't have it all figured out by all means, but I just want to press the message that you need to build with intention and stay in pursuit and just focus on the today and where you're going, because if your actions compound, and if you're not compounding in a direction that you don't want to wake up to in 10 years, then what are you doing? Like, that's like what woke me up as I was traveling, and I got this perspective, a little bit of distance from my current life, and I realized that I was building myself into a bubble, into a trap that in 20 years I didn't want to be. I needed to take a bet on myself. And that's honestly the moment, like, I just woke up. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I graduated university. I got through that all. I still was managing my business, and it felt like such a breath of fresh air to just be alone and to focus on my work, because I love it, and surround myself only by people that actually fill my cup and help me think in this way, and not feel ashamed or like I'm bragging when I'm really just talking about the day-to-day and the challenges that I come around. I don't know where that thought was going, but that's okay. And I took a chance on myself. I took a bet and I moved. I am building. I'm taking care of myself. I'm resting. I'm recovering, but I'm also pushing hard. Like, there's a rest and recovery aspect to this all, because I will not reach burnout. Well, I think maybe one day I will. I can never say never, but I really want to prioritize making this consistent, being disciplined with movement, nutrition, sleep, my energy and where it goes. And I mean, I'm still learning what I genuinely want, but I'm now having the discernment to figure out what I actually want and what the rest of the world is telling me. And it's a freeing mindset to hear all of this talk and this chatter. And before, I might have felt left out and not wanting to go to these and wanting to go to these things, and maybe for people my age, things seem fun, the things I say no to, but that's just not what I value, and that's what I'm told I should value at this age, but I just don't. And looking back at it all, I'm incredibly grateful for school, business, university, whatever, because honestly, I had the confidence, but I didn't have like the proof to build it, and I think going through university really showed me that I honestly did have the proof. I just hold myself to a very high standard, and I'm sure a lot of people do this, that I have imposter syndrome, and that I just think I need to do more before I get on camera and talk. And I mean, that's perfectly fine. That kind of keeps you as a high performer and working hard and building something. But I realized that after that, I could have just started then. I didn't have to go through 4 years of doing that all, but I did. Sorry, my dinner was getting done. But anyway, I don't remember what I was saying, but I'm grateful for business school because it honestly showed me how slowly over time you can wake up and look at yourself and realize you've become something so far away from who you truly are, like that kid inside of you. And I think that's one of the most important questions we ask ourselves is, what do you want? And we keep coming back to it over and over and over again in different seasons of our lives. But the distractions of the everyday, what we're told, surrounding yourself with the wrong people, stuck in a job that you don't actually enjoy, you keep circling back to the one question is, what do you want? And you keep coming back to it in different seasons of life. And I think people come to the same exact or similar realization, the same core things, but we confront that question with a different version of ourselves every single time. And so it's important that you're making those steps to get towards that what do you want factor. And I mean, that is one of the most important questions you can ask yourself, but also look back at like, what are the parts of yourself that you've lost not listening to that? Maybe it was your curiosity. Maybe it was like your love to read books. Maybe it was your love to, I don't know, go on walks and just be curious, talk to people that were interesting. Like, what are those parts that you've been leaving behind to belong? Like, you've been going out all the time, and now you don't have that time to rest and reset at night to explore your creative ideas and create something. Get in that flow state. Like, are you constantly distracting yourself with going to golf, going for a drink, going to happy hour? Like, I don't know. Like, everyone is different. And I want to just leave everyone on one main note is, if no one had ever shown you what success looked like, what would it mean to you? If no one ever showed you what success looked like, what would it mean to you? Because at the end of the day, money is just what you get in return for helping other people. It's a scorecard. It's a scorecard for doing good and a scorecard for working hard. So if you do something that checks those boxes, but also is in alignment with yourself, then the money will come. And I think that's like a lot of business advice out there that tells you that don't just create the business because of money. Well, make sure you can make money, obviously. Like, there is a market opportunity for it. But also make sure you're passionate about it. Make sure that this is what you want to be known for, or this is what you can see yourself doing for the next decade, that there isn't a ceiling, because there's so many people that are wanting to start businesses, but then there's a ceiling. Like, make sure that where you go, there is a place to branch off and spread more branches to help others and create more things, because at the end of the day, we are humans. We have great brains, and we need to be creative. So is the life you're living right now and the things you're doing, your calendar, your habits, how you're filling your time, is that going to build or support the person who has the life you want, or the habits, or the goals, or the relationships, or the career that you want? Because the one thing that is finite in this world is your time. So spend it wisely. Pick where you devote your energy and your effort and who has your time. Because honestly, the world is full of so much stimulation that I think that's the point, is to disconnect you from your true self, from the inner voice. Because then you become unpredictable, and unpredictable means uncertainty, which most people can see that as dangerous. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it today. That's all I really had to say, and it's just something I've been thinking about and wanted to share and get down. I don't know who is going to watch this or where this is going to go, but I just know this is one step in the right direction of talking about the things that I think the world needs to hear, and that people need to okay people, need to realize that it's okay to think this way and know that there's like this unsettling feeling inside of you that you need to do something, but you just don't know what. You know the end goal, but you just don't know how to get there. And I think that's what makes people uncomfortable and scared. And you just got to go do it, okay? Like one step every single day, whether that's creating the content, whether that's reading the book, whether that's doing the research, whether that's outreaching on LinkedIn, following people on Instagram, like asking a family member for help and support, like going on that trip. Like there are so many solutions. Like there are so many problems you create that there are solutions for. And I just hope that instead of thinking about it all the time, that you actually take the action, because at the end of the day, the person who takes the action rather than the person who sits there will be so much farther and happier and healthier and more fulfilled in life. So if that is the one thing I can leave you with, is take that first step and stop making excuses, because they're all in your head. Thanks. Bye.